Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. It's the day after Christmas, and I have an answer to the years old question. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie, or is it not a Christmas movie? I have the answer. You can stop debating on the internet, on Facebook, or wherever you go to debate this question. The answer is, who gives a shit? Why does anyone care? I don't understand. We could be debating real problems that this planet has on Facebook and maybe coming to some solutions. As for Die Hard, I don't care. You shouldn't care. Just enjoy the movie. Yeah, it's an action movie during Christmas. There you go. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say any more than that, except that I like the movie. I think it honestly might be Bruce Willis's best movie. Sixth Sense is up there too, but it really typecast Bruce Willis in a role or as an action hero. Now, if you get a chance, watch something Bruce Willis has made in the last 10 years. It's absolute hot garbage. It's fun to watch certain stars. Well, it's not fun because I don't like to see the demise of anyone, even if I hate them. I don't really like to see anyone go down this horrible path of just creating garbage after garbage after garbage after garbage for paycheck after paycheck after paycheck after paycheck. I don't know how much money Bruce Willis needs. I know he had 3 children with Demi Moore, and apparently I don't know where his money goes and why he needs so much. As he nears 70, maybe he's in his 70s at this point, why he has to take these roles. The last one he did, I heard was horrible. I haven't watched it. I might watch it. Like I say, I'm starting to maybe just start turning this into a movie review channel. But if I do movie reviews, I can't do them every day, especially once I start working. I'm still in the 12 flicks of Christmas. I have 5 to go, and I'll come back next episode with number 8. But I don't understand why certain stars like Bruce Willis just go down this path and they just won't stop making movies. Nicolas Cage is the same way. Nicolas Cage, I think, had real financial issues because he was so horrible with his money. If you ever want to watch I think it got demonetized, but there's a YouTuber called Ralph the Movie Maker, and he does a thing called Nick Cage-a-thon. And it's a 3-part series, but the first part, I think, for some reason got removed. YouTube removed it for some reason. And unfortunately, it's important because in this first installment, he talks about why Nicolas Cage was in horrific financial straits and had to take movies that go straight to DVD and end up in a dollar store somewhere. He bought like an octopus for $150,000. He bought the first copy of Superman for $150,000. Multiple homes, including a castle. So there's a reason why he ended up having to take roles for movies that kind of suck. And I don't know if Bruce Willis is in the same boat or not. Steven Seagal, another guy, and horrific movies. I don't even know if Steven Seagal ever made good movies. That's the difference between he and Nicolas Cage and Bruce Willis. If you took those 3 bodies of work, Nicolas Cage and maybe Bruce Willis are right here, and then Steven Seagal. I mean, he had like one good movie in the 80s. I don't even know what it was. And then he made a bunch because the first one did well. I forgot what it was, Above the Law or something like that. Terrible movies. And apparently he's not that great of a human being either. He was married to Kelly LeBrock, who is still one of the nicest looking women on the planet, in my opinion. If you don't know who Kelly LeBrock was, or is, I say was in terms of her career, but she was the prototype for the woman they wanted to create in weird science, and did create in weird science. And so yeah, enough said on that, right? Hello, Kelly LeBrock, massively hot, and Steven Seagal somehow married her, and then apparently also kind of beat her up a little bit, or pushed her around, or there was some sort of domestic violence going on in that relationship. I don't know the details, but that did happen. Anyway, I didn't really want to spend too much time, but I have spent talking about bad actors or actors who were good and became bad, and why they take the roles they take. But I started off by talking about how Die Hard is or is not a Christmas movie, and I said my answer is who gives a shit. And the reason I give that answer is because yesterday, with my family, we've been doing this. I think this is the 3rd year we've done it. We'll see how long it goes. Our Christmas movie is Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. Now, Patrick Swayze unfortunately died before he got to a point in his career where he had to take any role offered to him. Now, still, he was in some good movies and some bad movies, but This movie is so much fun. Ben Gazzara, who's a very acclaimed actor, and I believe won an Oscar, but I could be wrong about that. He's in it for some reason. This movie is so nuts, and it's a fun action movie. And there's you get and you know it's I think it's 91. I can't remember the exact year it came out, but there are tons of breasts and there's lots of violence and it's hilarious. There's just so much. Sam Elliott's in it, and who doesn't like Sam Elliott? So it's a goofy movie, but it's our Christmas movie. We call it a Christmas movie because we watch it at Christmas. It has nothing to do with Christmas. It takes place during the summer, I think. I don't know. We don't really care or look at the calendar when if there are any calendars in the background, because we need clarity and we need this movie really needs to add up, right? This is like The Matrix or something, or a complex movie. Wait a second, that didn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. In Roadhouse, this guy, and I actually did raise some questions as to what happened. Do these guys exist? Because the premise of the movie is that they call Patrick Swayze's character and Sam Elliott's as well, because they're friends and they do these. They call him a cooler, which is like the head bouncer at these clubs. Now, I don't know. These guys probably did exist. But he's such a good cooler, Patrick Swayze, that this guy wants to, he says, my bar's a real mess, and I want to get it to a good place. And so he's like, yeah, you pay me enough, I'll do it. And he leaves being a cooler at this one bar and goes, I don't know if he goes cross country, across the state, but he goes, and it's apparently in Texas, I think. I don't know where it's supposed to be. It reminds me of Texas. It's kind of cowboyish. It has chicken wire on the, like, in front of the band, like in the Blues Brothers. One of my favorite scenes is when they're playing the blues at a country bar, where the woman goes, yeah, we play both kinds of music here, country and western. And they're like, holy shit. And they start playing jazz, their jazz blues music, and people are chucking beer bottles, and it's hitting the chicken wire, and they're getting doused with shards of glass and beer. And it's the same type of thing. And then, sorry, I'm digressing, but in that scene, which is great, they change it up, and I think they start playing You're Cheating Hard or some Patsy Cline song or something like that. And the beer bottles keep coming, but just at a slower rate. It's my favorite scene in that movie. It's just hilarious. And so this is the same deal. Jeff Buckley, who's blind, an amazing guitar player, and he kind of does the whole soundtrack for the movie. I think he plays a little too prominent of a part in the movie, but it's fine. They needed some entertainment filler. And the same deal. They're just, what kind of piece of shit human being, and I use the part human being very loosely, throws beer bottles at a blind guitar player? They're just doing that. Yeah. Like, what is wrong with you? I don't care if it's a movie and it's fiction. I don't want to even think that exists in a fictional world, that there are human beings that would throw full bottles of beer, albeit being busted up as it passes through the chicken wire, at a blind guitar player. What is wrong with you? You assholes. But that's our Christmas movie, okay? And we have so much fun with it. There's a part near the end where Patrick Swayze kind of snaps and he's fighting. He doesn't really snap, in my opinion. He's fighting the guy. The guy's trying to kill him, and he ends up killing the guy. He didn't have to, because he kind of had him on the ropes, but he does like a Bruce Lee move and just takes his 3 fingers and goes right in the guy's throat and rips his jugular out and kills him. And then puts him in the lake that they're fighting by. And the bad guy, Ben Gazzara, who kind of owns the town, and that's where the conflict is, because Ben Gazzara is just a psychotic asshole. I've cursed a lot in this video. I don't curse in my videos very much anymore. He takes the guy, just ferries him, just pushes the dead dude across this lake towards Ben Gazzara's house. Ben Gazzara's watching, and he's like, I already forgot the character's name that Ben Gazzara plays. He's like, fuck you! It's so hilarious. It's a great Christmas movie for our family. My parents don't get that into it. My mom kind of watched it. My mom's just watching like this because she doesn't like violence. She's like, Jesus. But the rest of us are laughing our asses off. My brother, my brother's girlfriend, her daughter, my kids. We have a really good time watching. I almost called it Die Hard, watching Roadhouse. And so, yeah, to answer the question one more time, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Who gives a shit? Is Roadhouse a Christmas movie? Absolutely. It's a Christmas movie, and you should watch it. All right. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. I hope you have a Happy New Year. I will continue to bring the movie reviews. We still have 5 left, as I mentioned at the top. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for listening to my ramblings. Merry Christmas. Bye.